and welcome to The Point. It is Monday, May 16th, 2022. Thank you to those of you joining us on the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the GBN Production YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channels 7, 11, and 20. And good morning to the loyal listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. It is To The Point. Thank you very much for tuning into the program. We are going to have an open discussion here this morning as we have officially been handed the date for the next general elections, June 23rd, 2023. Before we get to our callers, our viewers, listeners, WhatsAppers, Facebookers, let's first go to two excerpts taken from over the weekend. First, we're going to go to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell during the launch of the St. Andrew West and East caretakers on Saturday, and then we're going to go to the political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Deacon Mitchell, at their town hall meeting in Latant, St. David yesterday. So let's go to the two excerpts and then we're going to talk. Okay, we seem to have had a bit of an issue there, Timothy. Not sure what that issue is. Hold on, let me just adjust my shutter realizer up in the air. All right, yes. So I think I'm going to open the phone lines in the meantime while Master Control sorts out our audio issue. So let's go first to our callers. And remember, we're sticking to the topic. We're going to respectfully, and let me put the disclaimer out there, we are going to be respectful with our comments. We're not going to get Blossom in trouble, as she usually is. Not going to get GBN in trouble. We're going to be respectful with our comments, or else you'll be cut off with the quickness. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my Blossom.
Morning, Tanti. How you do?
Hanging in there. How you doing?
Can't complain at all.
Well, you don't complain. You don't have to. Take it to the Lord and pray.
Amen.
Just keep him close to you in everything you do. Keep him close, because he's going to tell you what to do and how to do it.
I shall.
Don't let nobody eat your head. God is by your side.
Amen.
Whatever we're facing right now, God is watching over. He knows the right from the wrong. And if the time is right, he's going to tell you the time is right. So you just keep him in your mind. Because he will say, okay, do it what you have to do. I think the election date is kind of hectic because of the children exam they have to do on the 23rd of this month. And it's kind of hard for, that the old people, you have to go and vote. We're sending your child going to do exam today. Things happen in a way that God don't want it to be. But some people think that everything they do it in the right way. But you remember, there is a God who knows and sees everything. He knows when you're right and he knows when you're wrong. So even though you're going to think you're right, you may be wrong. Like, don't think about being on the right side when you're wrong. God is for everyone. And if we have to go and vote, we have to go and vote. We go and vote. But the date is not a nice date for the children's sake. We have to expect the children to do the thing with a mind. No, hey, mom, we go and vote today. No, they don't want that. They want to know they're going to sit the exam and they want to know what they're going to do. They want to pass that exam to get a good something when they get older. They know when they did this and they get everything all right. So what? The government want everything all right. Everybody want everything on the right side. Do what you have to do. Go vote. Put your vote where you have to put it. You put it there. But the date is not good. The date is not nice. Government, please show some respect for the children. We have to have an election. You want the hell, you want to do what you do it with love. But the love you're showing, I don't think, that is not God love. Now, people, be away from Satan. Satan is very busy. Rebuke him from your life and bring Jesus into your life forever. Blossom, have a blessed day.
Thank you, Tanti. You enjoy.
You take care of yourself and your health.
I shall do that.
Pray for Tanti because she's getting more every day. The legs getting weaker. But the voice is still there to talk to you as my loving niece.
Amen.
Take care of yourself and your health. God bless you. Your mom, your husband, and every part of your family.
Thank you very much, Tanti. Thank you. Enjoy as well. Let's go to our clips and then we're going to talk some more.
The train was in good gear when COVID-19 struck in the middle of this last term. And for a period, we had to revert to the strategies that helped us in 2013. The word stabilization came into fashion again. And so, as you know, we have successfully ridden the wave of this pandemic. It is not over, but we have done what we have to do well. We have stopped the bottom from falling out of the economy in the darkest days. We have provided aid and assistance to every sector. We kept paying people even though they were home for months, sisters and brothers. Sisters and brothers, remember that. Some people were home literally for 16 months and they got paid long before the end of the month. We were determined, sisters and brothers, not to abandon you, the people. And while we are not totally out of the woods yet, we are making good progress.
And that was Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell speaking at the launch of St. Andrew Caretakers, Yolan Bain Hosford and Emmeline Pear on Saturday. And now we're going to take you to political leader Deacon Mitchell speaking at the town hall meeting in Latant yesterday, Sunday.
So Grenadians, as I've said when I started, on the 23rd of June, you have a stark choice. You have a stark choice. The choice between ideas and mamagism. The choice between a team and one-manism. A choice between transformation and I ain't had no successor. I ain't see nobody who could succeed me. And therefore, if he has no confidence in the 14 of them, none of you should have confidence in the 14 of them.
And that was political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell. Both parties have been laying out their plans. Both parties have been sending out the call as to which party / caretakers / candidates you should be supporting come election date, which we now know as June 23rd. So let's talk. Share your thoughts with us. Respectfully share your thoughts with us. What do you think of the date? What do you think would be taking place in the next month or so as the election fever hits up? If there's anyone around that can give me an idea of what the respective constituency offices look like, whether you're passing in a bus or you're driving by or you're standing in the line, feel free to call and share your thoughts with us. I've seen pictures of St. George South. I've seen pictures of somewhere in St. Andrew as well this morning, and the lines are long. So feel free to call and share your thoughts. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning, how you do?
All right, and you?
Not too bad.
At least concerning the election, I will just elaborate on the date. Whatever day is set, whoever jump high, jump low, the person in power is God to put up and God to pick up. So we can say that a man should be raised there. It's God where it has to be the powerful one. So it doesn't matter what a man say or what he do. It is up to the Lord. Pray, trust God, and he will do his part. His will, his way, or nothing at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. I agree with you. Whatever God says goes, and he's going to guide all. I think it's how many voters we have? Why a lot? Hold on, I just had the list in front of me. He's going to guide all 84,145 eligible voters. That's as of, you know what, let's just say Friday, to be safe. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Blossom. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How you do?
I'm all right.
All right, go right ahead.
Blossom, as a citizen of Guinea, I'm very much concerned. Maybe I'll talk about politics just now. But for the past, let's say, 3 weeks, St. Patrick has been without a fire service. God forbid something happened. Well, I don't know. Because I pass Maddy's every day, and all I'm seeing there, it's 2 private vehicles in the garage where the fire attendant used to be. There isn't a fire service. And last week, normally on mornings at 6 o'clock, you already hear the fire service, the engine, the siren goes off, just like the one in St. George's, and look forward to hearing the service, it's 6 o'clock. But for the past 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks, St. Patrick has been without a fire attendant, whether it is due to mechanic problem, if it is in garage, but I find it's time the fire chief should come out and let the people of St. Patrick's know that Because if something happens, that's what happened about 2 months ago when more than son lost their life. Do we have to wait until we get one from St. John or from St. Andrew? I think they should do better than that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So hopefully somebody from the fire department is tuned in or can get the message to them. You know what? I'm sure they're aware of the matter, and hopefully it can be addressed in the shortest of orders. All right, before I go back to the landline, let me just make a quick pass on the social media. Somebody on Facebook says, yes, Peter, how knows you? Somebody says, I see NNP win already. Saturday was really good. The noise in the market is not the sale of the fish. All right, good morning, caller.
Morning.
How you doing?
Not too bad. I welcome the election date. Good luck to both parties, green, yellow, whatever, anybody who run in independent. But I have a greater concern than just election and the date. God really giving these contractors in the St. John's River project a little leverage still. The rain is about to come down heavy. There is plenty. Well, look, if I don't know last year past the river, you could see the river is basically filled with soil. For this back wall they're doing all by behind Portsmouth all the way down behind the stadium. God really giving them a chance to get the act together quickly. You understand what I'm saying, Blossom? It's about time they start moving out the debris in the river. Hey, money. You understand? So I hope they get their act together and start moving out the soil, because when you see that rain come down, I go sorry if all the soil in the river is still for the people in River Road, businesses in River Road. You have a good day, Blossom.
Thank you. You enjoy your day as well. That's something I too share your concern with. And I guess the rain yesterday reminded us of the hazard that could come about if there are consistent rains. Hopefully, the project can be completed before the start of the official rainy season, which is in, 1401, maybe 15 days. Right. So just in 2 weeks. So hopefully they can. The last report I got was that about 70% of the project should be completed before the start of the rainy season. So hopefully part of that completion includes cleaning up the heavy debris on the riverbed. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
And to all your followers. Something I observe, and I think somebody mentioned it this morning, we are confused, though. We are at a stage in Grenada, unfortunately, because of poor civic consciousness. We are confusing politics and governance. Now, the Constitution allows it, that the Prime Minister has extra power under the Westminster system. He can call election when he wants. But to me, good governance practice dictates that if you are given a term of office to do certain things for the people who have elected you, as in the United States, you take advantage of your term, you deliver all you can deliver before requesting another mandate for another term. It's not a game of cricket. The Englishmen created cricket, and they also had the Westminster system. You can declare innings if you have an upper hand on your opponent just to win. To me, it is not what governance is about. Politics is about games. Governance is different. And to me, I take a dim view of anyone who has a 1 year left legally in the mandate. We have major issues, including the pensions, unresolved as far as we know up to this point. We have a major spike in COVID. And we know what election campaigns bring in terms of lack of social distancing and all these other things. And to bring the people to elections 1 year early, I take a dim view of that. Resolve your issues, fulfill your mandate, come back for a fresh one.
Okay.
It is not a game. It is about good governance, and we are lacking in that, and we don't even understand what that is, even if we see it, because that's where we have been brought over the years.
Okay.
Have a good day, Blossom.
Thank you. You do the same as well. Enjoy your Monday. Let me go to, so for those of you just tuning in, we are opening the platforms for viewers and listeners as we talk about the election date as announced by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on Saturday, June 23rd, 2023. Somebody on WhatsApp asks, can someone vote for his or her dead relative who is still on the list? No. I have a feeling that was a sarcastic / rhetorical question, but just in case, no, you cannot. In proxy? No. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, I welcome the election date. NDC will win outright. No chance taken. God says enough is enough. Somebody on Facebook says, 1 day to complete registration does not seem fair. I think someone is trying to limit the registration. We have had enough time to get registered. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Blossom, it is so sad, We are in a pandemic. And the Prime Minister continued to say he paid workers while they were home. Blossom, this is what he has been paid to do to take care of the citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Blossom, he got COVID relief money in the millions. And the country was on lockdown. So what he wanted to do, let them get up and go to work to be paid. I mean, we need to think about what we are being told. Miss Pierre Lambe's STAM CC students, they are all over 18. I wonder if they really think before they talk. Thank you, honey.
Thank you very much, caller. Not all TAM CC students are over 18. Some are fresh and young as 16. Yeah, 16, 17. So not all TAM CC students are over 18, but I hear what you're saying. Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, I did not hear any plans laid out by any one of the leaders. Both parties have laid out their plans. The NDC have held at least weekly, not news conferences, but, meetings, and they've hosted at least two news conferences laying out their plans, including the one that we've been talking about on Good Morning Grenada, that of payment for by fortnightly payments for workers. The ruling New National Party has laid out its plans to continue the projects and plans that they have started specifically in this dispensation of the administration. So they've both parties have laid out plans. Let me go back to WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, so sad the Prime Minister continues to reproach our workers. They have to be paid by taxpayers. He got millions in COVID relief, so did he want them to... Oh, that was probably the same caller. They got paid during the COVID. Did they want them to go to work during pandemic when the country was locked down? So that's probably the same person that just called. Still on WhatsApp, somebody says, good morning. This site to see if your name is on the list. I'm not seeing my name, and I'm registered since March, and I don't even get my card as yet. So that's another reminder to check the website, PEO, which stands for Parliamentary Elections Office, peogrenada.org. Check to see if the information is correct, including your address, which will determine your polling station, as well as the spelling of your name, and if your name is on the list at all. If it's not, I suggest you go down to the PEO office in your constituency, which would be packed with people trying to get registered, but at least make the effort to go down there and verify the information, or say, look, I register and my name is not on the list. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Citizen Welsh. Greetings.
Good morning, Citizen
Listen, Citizen Welsh, what is all you stipulating about with respect and respectfully? What is all this about?
We've gotten in trouble before, so I want to make sure.
That is coercion, almost tantamount to blackmail that you all want to tell people what they say.
No, I'm not saying, no. Citizen Rollo, I'm not telling you what to say. I'm just saying what you have to say it respectfully. We've gotten in trouble legally, financially, so I want to make sure that we are covered. Okay? Cool. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. I welcome the elections, the calling of the date for the elections. Indeed, in a decent system with true quote-unquote democracy, and I share Mr. Bernard's view on this, where an administration is given constitutional rights to fulfill a mandate, they should do it completely as stipulated. But you see, in the monarchic imperialistic system, as we are ruled by, they can do what they want. So that's what we have to work with. The man ringy bell. So, as we used to say as boys, logo, let's go. But there's a couple of things that I want to... I'm really sorry that you didn't have the opportunity to have the PEO. PEO. You know that word, I will tell you about it afterwards. It's a Spanish word, although in a dialectic form. I will tell you about it afterwards. Listen, because there are a couple of questions I want to ask these people. How soon you reckon you'll have them around, Citizen Welsh?
Sorry, do I have which around?
The PEO.
If I have them around...
The officials of the PEO. The PEO.
If I have them around now, you mean?
No. I wonder how soon you reckon you'll have them around.
I am not sure.
Well, anyway, let's work on that and have them, because I have a couple of questions to throw at them.
I shall.
But I'll round up by telling you this. This morning I heard some calls in passing through for some debates. And I love that story. I love that idea. I think it's important that the people of this country hear those straight from the mouths of those who propose to run this country into the future. For the first time at least, let's have some debates. I welcome that. But strange enough, seems that nobody wishes to debate. It is said that true academics fear not to debate, to defend their truths. And they do so by critical debate and trusting their facts, their own facts, I suppose, because they ought to have been studied. Why is it the Grenadian politicians afraid that? I would like to ask you and your institution, Citizen Welsh, to stimulate the idea across there and probably organize it. All the leaders from all the various political, I don't know many of them, I understand the last time there were about 16 of them, I don't know many are now, but all have leaders, bring them out, let them talk among themselves, let the people hear, so we can make informed decisions when the time comes. I should say this to another thing that has saddened me, what I heard this morning, that aspirants towards the candidacy for members of the House of Representatives are making phenomenal marks and becoming social media stars just because they know how to quote-unquote throw a waste. Isn't that an amazing thing in this here country?
Okay.
Have a nice day, will you?
Thank you very much, Citizen Rollo. Thank you for your contribution. Just as Citizen Rollo asks about PEO, as he calls it, when contacted or recontacted this morning, the elections office advised that they would be sending out a news release during the day today, and they would decline the offer to appear on the program this morning until they have all the information together, until all their ducks are in a row. And then I would offer another spot on the program, and then hopefully we can have them here. So I'm not sure how soon that would be, but they did say they would issue a news release during the day today, and their appearance, hopefully we can organize one for in the future. Facebookers, there are a lot of comments, and I'm missing a lot of them as they're going out of the stream as the live progresses. So let me see if I can catch up. Somebody on Facebook said they welcome the election date. They were looking forward to coming home. Feel free not to wait on the election to come home. We welcome all our people. And somebody on WhatsApp also asked if people in the diaspora can vote in the election. Yes, you can. People in the diaspora can vote in the election once you're registered. You just have to come home and do so. We do not have the system where you can mail in your votes. As yet, we do not have proxy votes. If you're in the diaspora and you want to participate in the elections, you have to fly home or even take a boat home to cast your ballot. All right, let me see if I can catch up on some Facebook comments here. Somebody on Facebook says, oh, let's stop cussing one another in the comments. Somebody says, Deacon Mitchell had a very educational town hall meeting. What a knowledgeable, capable young man. God bless him. Somebody else on Facebook says, Minister Pear did not lambaste the students. Some of you just do not like the truth. Somebody's asking, what happened to the money received during COVID? The most, if not all of the money received during COVID have been dispersed in various areas and industry. Somebody says, Blossom, I agree with you. People had enough time to register. Some of us are too lackadaisical. The Prime Minister has been hinting that election is around the corner, and once he calls the date, is pace. So I don't know why a lot of people are waiting until he announced the date to get registered. That's just, too laid back, in my opinion. Somebody on WhatsApp says a lot of children were waiting to turn 18 before they can vote, and they are disappointed as their birthdays are later in the year. As my grandmother used to say, what miss you, impasse you. So even if you miss this election cycle, in 4 to 5 years' time, you can always participate then when you are of legal age to cast your ballots. I'm sure we've all missed out on an election by some months, according to the year that it was called. So in the next 4 to 5 years, we're in 2022, so 2026, 27, might just be your time to put your X wherever you deem fit. Let me go back by Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, NDC has been registering long. We know how Prime Minister Mitchell plays, so we play the same game. We're ready to transform Grenada. Still on Facebook says, yes, the administration have laid out plans as per anti-PAM plans. You know what? I'm not. Facebook has behaved. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Blassie.
Good morning. How you do?
Hi, dear sweetheart. I'm so happy with that date and that they have something to work with. What since Saturday night I'm on the G Point, and yesterday I've celebrated my brother Kem Jones and another G. So I want to say to Mr. Redhead, Mr. Redhead from Dinatis, count me in, my brother. Day. I'm tired and I cannot take no more. And me moving forward. Oh God, girl, I take a page from Dr. Francis Alexis. They're on top of the wall from since Saturday night with this date. Trial. Have a good morning, sister.
Thank you very much. A lot of people are relieved now that they have the date. We've all been on the edge of our seats for the past few weeks waiting on the date. So a lot of people are relieved. 122 Facebook comments. I'm saying it now. I would not be able to get to them all. All right? Somebody on Facebook, oh no, it just went. Yeah, we had enough time, but there were lots of problems at the Parliamentary Elections Office. Also, sometimes they are closed. I have had that report as well of, issues, and so hopefully they've sorted them out, which reminds me, in getting registered, you need to walk with your documents to avoid some of the issues. You need to walk with your original documents, your original birth paper, and for those ladies who are married, your original marriage certificate. They do not accept copies at the Parliamentary Elections Office when you are getting registered or when you are renewing your voter ID card, whatever is the case. I don't know what's the rationale behind it, but it's just the rule in place. Only original documents and no copies. All right. Somebody on Facebook says, the bell rang The bell rang, just vote NNP, put the X by the house on June 23rd. Somebody else says, new voters, you need your birth certificate and an ID to register. Make sure you keep the paper they gave you as proof of your registration because you may not get your ID before June 23rd. Do not waver. Stay in line however long it takes. Walk with your umbrella, snacks, water and masks. Remember, your ancestors never gave up, even if they were tired, because they knew what the repercussion was. Today is it. Make history. I like that post. To get registered, as well as what to do on election morning or election day. I'm usually out morning. For the past, I think I voted in 3 elections and I'm never behind past 5 in my line. That should tell you bright and early. Plus, I want to put the X. Plix. All right, let me go back by the landline. Time for us to take a break after this call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning, how you do? Go right ahead.
I would like to thank Mr. Dick Mitchell for his firm, together with one of his clients, doing a new roof on St. David's, a Catholic secondary school. He did not say it to anyone before, but he said it last night. So Grenadians, open your eyes. It was years before he got involved in politics. He did the roof of St. David's Catholic Secondary School so our students can get an education a little bit more comfortable.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody sent that clip on the WhatsApp. I was just looking for it, but so many conversations on the WhatsApp, I can't remember which person it was. But he revealed yesterday during the town hall meeting in Latant that he and another citizen or another company are responsible for the reconstruction of the roof of the St. David's Catholic Secondary, and kudos to you, Mr. Mitchell, for doing that. I know a lot of people were happy to hear, that SDCSS was getting a new coverings. So kudos to you for that on behalf of all the students and teachers and staff at the SDCSS. Let us take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and continue the open platform as we get ready for June 23rd, the next general elections. This is To The Point on Classic 105 and GBN. We'll be right back.
The most anticipated family fun-filled event on the GBN calendar is back. The Maggie King of the Grill. Join us on June 4th at Mount Rouge. Be part of the culinary masterpiece as the best grillers on island compete for the coveted title of the Maggie King of the Grill. Think you have what it takes? Be part of the action. June 4th. Book your spot. If not, step away from the grill if you can't handle the heat.
Then you have things like man, you must come back, We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back to The Point. It's an open platform here, but we're zeroing on a topic, that of election 2022. The date has been announced as June 23rd, 2022 by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell over the weekend. So share your thoughts with us. The landline number 435-2041. The WhatsApp number is also 435-2041. And you can continue to post your comments on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook has already out this morning. All right, let me see if I can catch up again. Somebody on Facebook. Blossom, you keep saying to check the internet. I want to know how many Grenadians have access to the internet. What about the poor people in the villages? Then they can physically go to the parliamentary elections office. If you do not have access to the internet, you can physically go to the constituency office in your constituency and check the list that has been printed and placed outside of the office. Most of them are hanging by strings outside of the window, so you don't necessarily need to go into the line or to go into the building to inquire. You can just check the list on the outside. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you, Blossom.
Good morning.
Blossom, I'm asking the media to push for a debate between the Prime Minister and the NDC leader. I can't understand that, why we, the people out here, is asking for that and the media is not. And I'm listening to a few people on call-in programs, and they're not defending that. Matter of fact, let me be specific. The NNP supporter, they're not singing that song. For instance, I heard this morning one caller said, this debating is an American thing. That is how you know how successful a leader would be, or what plans they really have to develop your country, whether it be from an educational perspective, whether it be for opening avenues for jobs, developing the youth, and your infrastructure on the whole. We want to sit down debate. Too much of this, entertainment meetings, to me, don't make any sense anymore. This certain music, and we've seen this, wine and joke and carry on nearly thing. I mean, yes, we are carnival people, but let's kind of keep it for them and keep that, out of the election. Let's hear the issues. I want to also compliment the National Democratic Congress on that town hall meeting last night. We really have a lot of brilliant young people in Grenada. And when you listen to the questions that they asked last night in the NDC town hall meeting, these youths really want change. They really want to work. But we don't have a leader that's pushing that agenda. He's not for development, especially of the youths. And if you keep your youths down, because we have to understand, Blossom, that Grenada has a very young population. And if you keep the youths stagnant, your country will be stagnant. Youths and education and health goes hand in hand. It's the youths who have to build this country. That is the reason why you see a lot of people been asking for the Prime Minister to make way and at least give we make way for, a young leader to take over his party, because he should feel pretty much happy that, okay, I have paved the way and I have passed on my wisdom to the younger folks in my party. Please take up the mantle and develop Grenada. What I didn't do or my government didn't do, you please carry on and make the changes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for your contribution. I will, hold on, I'm trying to remember the phrase, categorically refute your claims that the media has not been calling for it. Every election cycle that I am aware of since I've been working in the media, calls have been made by various media entities for debates, meaning not just calling for it, but have offered to organize the debate in terms of setting. All the leaders have to do is show up. So those requests have been made. It's just not always accepted, or it's accepted by one party and not by the other, or by one leader and not by the other. Because we don't publicly say what we're doing behind the scenes does not mean it's not taking place. So it's not that the media is not calling for it or that we're not organizing. The calls have been made every election cycle that I'm aware of, including my previous employers, including my current employers, people who have never employed me. I'm just saying it has been, the requests have been made. It's just not accepted by everybody. That the request goes out to. All right, let me see if I can. Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says 8:45 a.m. one parliamentary elections officer was still closed in the town of St. George. Oh, lies. I'm not really surprised, to be honest, Facebooker. I'm not really surprised that there may be offices that have not opened as yet. That one didn't catch me by surprise. That's kind of how we do things, unfortunately. All right. Somebody, no, let me go by WhatsApp. I was trying to catch up with Facebook, but it's a lot. Somebody on Facebook says, why should people leave Grenada saying things are too hard, they cannot live here, and then come back by plane loads for an election to put the same people back there, and then leave us to suffer and go back where they came from? It's their constitutional right to vote, which reminds me of a comment. Cassandra, your comment about being, what's what I'm looking for? Living in Grenada, the domicile requirements, it has gone out of the news feed, but at least two of our Facebookers have pointed out that for the people in the diaspora, you have to be residing in Grenada. Residential, I think was the word. Residing in Grenada for a certain period of time to be eligible to vote, even if you're registered. I can't remember what the requirement was. Was it 9 months to a year, I believe, Cassandra? I cannot recall off the top of my head, but there's a certain period of time that you need to be in Grenada for you to be eligible to cast your ballots. There's a lot of Facebook comments. I cannot keep up. Facebookers, I apologize, but as you can imagine, there are 234 of you on the live, and there are 184 new comments on the feed, and I'm just at what is the top foot of the feed, so I can't get to all, but I am trying, okay? I am trying. All right, WhatsApp. Landline, I'll be right there. Somebody on WhatsApp says, the PM speech on Saturday, he thanked his supporters for forgiving him. What has he done to be forgiven? I didn't catch the speech in its entirety. Somebody says, my friend has transferred to a different location, but her name is still on the PEO Grenada list for the previous constituency. How can this be resolved? A caller pointed that out at Good Morning Grenada. You can physically go down to the Parliamentary Elections Office and make your inquiries. I would suggest, I think they give you a paper after you've made amendments to your name on the registration list. So I suggest you find it, walk with it, and show that, look, this is what the changes I requested on such and such date, but it's not being reflected on the website. Keep in mind as well, too, that I'm not sure how often they update the website. That could be something as well. Maybe system in the office could be updated, but the website has not been updated. I don't know. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm saying go make an inquiry. Don't go down there with confusion in your mind. Don't go down there with a hype, because it's going to be a hectic day for the people in the office, and I'm sure they'll start to get, frantic and anxious and frustrated shortly. So go down there nicely and say, Miss, Sir, such is the case. What really taking place? So walk with the paper and go down there and inquire about what changes there are supposed to be, and you're not seeing reflected on the website. All right, WhatsApp. No, hold on. Landline? Yes. Caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom. How you do?
I'm good. How you do?
Girl, I'm not good at all. My heart's in my hand this morning.
Why?
I don't know. I just pray that Grenadians vote Kit out. Honestly, man, I'm getting ziggy here this morning.
No, don't get
ziggy. I wake up, I can't do a damn walk. I just...
Careful with the language. Careful.
Honestly, I'm telling you, I just pray that God that Grenadians will open their eyes and see what is happening and vote this man out.
Don't get tizzy. Calm down, all right?
Honestly, I don't even get me. Well, I registered quite a long time. I ain't get me registration card yet. And well, they say you could vote, but oh God, Grenadians, please, all you, Blossom, cost of living is too high. Cost of living is too high. Come on, Grenadians, you can't see what is happening. I just pray in Blossom that Grenadians will open, they will see, they will think positive and see we country hasn't moved in all these years. We haven't moved anywhere. I just pray in Grenadians. Oh God, girl, you won't believe it. I'm hoping and I'm praying that we Grenadians seriously, we Grenadians right now need a change. We really need a change. And I'm just hoping that Grenadians sit down and think of, forget about party and think about country. Think about country, where we want to move our country. That when before I die, I could sit back and say, oh God, Grenada has moved up and my children would see a better day. I honestly, this is my hope and my dream, and I'm really hoping for that. So right now, my heart is heavy in my heart there. Honestly, that's how I'm feeling.
Calm down. Okay, thank you.
I know. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Don't let politics throw us down. But she catch me off guard because my heart leap for her leaping. But calm down. All will be well. I know everybody has their own desire of how they want the election to turn out, but please keep calm. I want you to be able to see election day and whatever the results may be. So, just breathe. She make my heart leap in through to them. All right, calm down, everybody. Let me calm down. All right, let me go. Somebody on Facebook asked what was the current voters list numbers as of February. What I have is before me is what's available on the website, and according to the website, the list is as of December 31st, 2021. So it has been 4.5 months since the list was updated. But as of December 31st, 2021, there were 84,145 registered voters. That's according to the peogrenada.org website. So that's the breakdown. The largest constituency is St. George South with 10,483. And the smallest, according to my eyes, I believe it was St. Mark, right, with 3,647. Last election, I think it was just about half of the registered voters who participated in the process. Hopefully we'll see more people turning out at the polls, whichever way you choose to vote, whichever place you put your X, whichever candidate, whether you're voting for candidate, whether you're voting for party, whether you're voting for policies, whether you're voting just because you wake up and feel to vote, whatever it is, I hope we all would exercise our right and cast our ballots and vote. Vote. I don't really care who we vote for, just vote. I want us all to have a voice. Let your voices be heard. There are people who are of the belief that my vote doesn't matter. Yes, it does. We've seen the results come down to just a matter of maybe hundreds. I think there was one constituency last election where the victor came out with 30-something votes ahead of the person that came in second. So your vote does matter. Vote. Blossom doesn't care who you vote for, just vote. WhatsApp, Facebook has all the cussing in the comments, man. Some of the comments are not really comments. Some of the comments are cussing in the dance. Somebody on WhatsApp says, who knows why election was called early? COVID is rising not only in Grenada but globally. The Prime Minister has to ensure that people could come out to vote. There will always be problems surrounding election regardless. Experience is needed now to handle the global crisis. Whatever the reason, COVID, as we build up to election day, please exercise your own personal protection and protect yourselves. Get your masks ready today. Get your gloves if you need them ready today. Walk with your hand sanitizer. Get your little knapsack and put your voting stuff in the knapsack and let that include a hand sanitizer. We need to protect ourselves. We have a month to prepare, and COVID does not look like it's be going anywhere within the next month. So let us please employ our own protective restrictions and protect ourselves, please and thanks. Somebody is asking, is the party sponsoring any flights from the diaspora to vote? I want to say no, but let's just say I haven't heard any reports of the matter. If any parties, I doubt it very much, but I have not heard of it, okay? Somebody says, I tried to get the voters list online, but not getting through. I'll send you the website. Let me see if I can forward this website link to you in the chat. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine. Well, I'm so happy your heart didn't jump out of your chest.
Barely. Barely.
Well, no, I say when the person screamed...
it barely stayed in place.
It barely stayed in place. Yes. Blossom, listen, I worked with education for 39 and a half years. June is CSEC month. CXC, we have CAPE, we have CSEC. I wonder if consideration was given to the fact that, one, there will be exams on that day, June 23rd. And secondly, some of our schools are used as polling stations. So how will that work out for us? That's one of my concerns. You have a nice day, darling.
Thank you very much. You enjoy your day as well. That is a concern. Before I forget, Alpha, you posted a comment on Facebook about the, what was it, boy? The Prime Minister was complaining about something, but it went out of the feed. So just copy and paste it lower down, and let me see if I can find it before the program ends. I tell you all, I'm missing comments. Because of the volume of comments on Facebook, a lot of them are going out of the live stream, so I'm not able to see them. So if I haven't read your comment, it's not out of choice, it's because I just cannot see it. Right now, the comment that I am seeing is from 4 minutes ago. Anything before that is gone, unfortunately. Yes, to the caller that raised a concern about CSEC exams that day, that is also a concern a lot of parents and I'm sure students would have. I am not sure how the matter will be or can be dealt with, since most of our schools are used as polling divisions. There's no actual school that day, but there will be CSEC exams. CSEC does not pause because a country has elections, and that includes Grenada. So let's see how it will be dealt with. Somebody pointed out to me, in my mind, I thought, maybe the students can be sitting the exam in one part of the school and elections taking place in the other. But as one person pointed out to me, there may be a bit of commotion when the students come out of the exam hall and the discussions and they're excited about this exam and what you got for this question, whatever it is. We can't put it on them to be quiet because of the excitement, as well as the people standing in line to vote. There may be discussions and so on taking place which may disturb the students. So I can see how it may not work with both activities taking place in the same institution. So let's see what takes place. Hopefully the PEO would be able to answer that. The Ministry of Education can answer what would take place going forward. There's still a month before June 23rd, so maybe by then we can have some solid plan as to how both activities can take place. Let me see if I can get some Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says the media is not pushing hard for a debate with the two leaders. We had a debate in 2008 with the two then leaders. Again, I beg to differ. Because y'all don't hear about the struggles and the efforts does not mean they're not taking place, please. All right, let me see if I can scroll. Okay, hold on. More people cussing one another. I'm scrolling through Facebook as we speak to see if I can get to some comments. Now that we know somebody on Facebook, now that we know the date, but the question is, what's next for Grenada in the next 5 years? Which goes with, are you better off now than before? Looking at your life, are you living from paycheck to paycheck? As a contract worker, can I get a loan at the bank? Would I be able to get a pension? Can I survive on $6.50 minimum wage? If you're falling in this, which I ask, then we need a change. Vote the NDC. Somebody on Facebook, still on Facebook. I do not think Prime Minister Mitchell and the NNP will be voted out, but we will have an opposition for a change. Still on Facebook. I can't play Deacon's speech in its entirety at least, but to tomorrow morning, God willing, on Good Morning Grenada, we may just be discussing parts of his presentation at the town hall meeting yesterday. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm still scrolling through Facebook. It's time for us to wind down. Somebody say, no, we ain't cussing you, man. Only replying to one another. Look, somebody asked, where in Canada can I come and find you to put some sense in your head? Don't let cussing in the comments, man. Behave. Somebody on Facebook says, I think we are expecting much from the NDC. There's a lot of things they wouldn't be able to change in 5 years. Cost of living would remain high because it's high all over. Still on Facebook. They have no love for themselves, so I don't expect them to care about our people. They know full well he does not care about them, but they are following still, whether they get pension or not. All right, Alpha, I'm scrolling down to see if I see you copied and paste the comment. All right. It's time for us to wind down the program. I know I have not gotten to a lot of the comments. It's a lot. Somebody on WhatsApp. I think even though the Prime Minister has a right to call election, the date should have been given during the regular weekly address to the nation instead of at a political rally. Election is not only about one party. Well, WhatsApp, would you believe somebody pointed that out to me this morning? After Good Morning Grenada, so which was in about an hour ago. Somebody said, had it not been for the technology that we enjoy these days, as in social media and, going live on Facebook, or even going live with the entire rally, a lot of people would be disenfranchised because they wouldn't have known the date the minute it was called. But the Prime Minister may just deliver a national address to further expound on what to be expected going forward. So let's see what happens. All right, this is where we're going to end the program. Oh, what's up? I'll full up our comments as well. Lord, I am going to try. As the weeks progress, we will continue to talk about election, the new national party, the National Democratic Congress, the independent candidates, the parties who may not have full slates of candidates. The hope and the plan is for the GBN to be your one-stop shop. We have Election Watch on Wednesday nights, which is hosted by Joseph Cadeau, the big man in the business, JC. And he has been having a number of our caretakers and people in frontline politics, even the activists, on the program. And this week should be no different. It's brought on live on GBN TV, most platforms actually, from 8 p.m. every week. We also have the To The Point platform, especially on Tuesdays, where we speak with various parties and NGOs. I'm sure we'll start to focus more on the parties. Wednesdays, we speak with government. I would try to get the Parliamentary Elections Office on one of the To The Point programs going forward. We have lots of plans in storage just to get everybody to agree to help us execute, because we can't plan to have Blossom's political party and Blossom's political party does not come, which sometimes happens with people refusing offers to appear on various programs. So it's not always us. Sometimes it's the people that you love and want to vote for. But we would definitely try, us here at the GBN, we would try to be a one-stop shop. Anything that you'd like to know, the people that you'd like to hear from, that is our hope and our plan to provide that for you. 264 comments on Facebook unread because I'm trying to be on top. It's a lot, but GBN is here for you as we get ready for June 23rd, 2022. Again, if you have not registered to vote, please do so today. Today is the last day that you would have to do so before the writ is published, before the writ is given by the Governor General, and before it is published in the Government Gazette, which will take place between tomorrow, Tuesday, God willing, and Wednesday. So get out there and vote. Walk with the original copies of your birth certificate and marriage certificate. Original, not the copies. They don't accept the copies, they accept the original. So walk with them if you have not gotten registered yet. The lines are long, as far as I understand. Was South St. George South and St. David. Those were the two pictures that we've received so far of the long lines, and I'm sure it's the same in all 15 constituencies as people try to get registered. Ask the boss for some time off and get yourself registered. Please vote, vote, vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Thank you very much for tuning in to The Point. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Please continue to be safe. Those of you who are going out there, please ensure that you walk with your own personal protective equipment to protect yourself against COVID-19, including masks, gloves if you still think you need them, and your hand sanitizers. It's time for me to make way for GT to come in for the mid-morning buzz. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody. Bye-bye.